Hey everybody, Chris here. We recently had the opportunity to sit down with Mr. Bob Madewell, a realtor in the area who was recently attacked while performing his duties as a realtor. Let's hear from Bob. So Bob, how are you doing?
I'd like to say that I'm 5'9" and full of wonderful as always, but that would be a lie. I'm in a lot of pain.
So what exactly happened?
Well, I got a phone call Friday from a client who's wanting to list her house. She is not in town, and she'd gotten me access to the keys to this house. And so I decided to go over there and take a few pictures to get it listed into the MLS. And I failed at doing a lot of the stuff that I would normally do because I was in a hurry. Normally I would walk around the house and I didn't. I went straight to the back door. And the reason I went to the back door is because I was already told by the client that the front door doesn't open very well. So I did walk around half the house and I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I go in through the back door. I got into the house. I walked towards the front of the house. I noticed there were some things wrong. And so I decided to get out of the house. I was gonna make a phone call to the owner and just say, hey, this is what I saw. Do I need to call the police? And on my way out, I heard a noise. I didn't know anyone was in the house. Turn around to see what this noise was, and somebody grabs me from behind. Completely around me. Just grabs me from behind.
And what was your reaction there?
I know how to defend myself. I know things that I can do to break the hold, all this good stuff, right? I didn't think about any of that. I just wanted to break him loose. Now, mind you, I'm screaming like a banshee. And yes, I do believe in God, but I was cussing like a sailor because I used to be a sailor. I couldn't get his arms off me. I couldn't break free. So I started elbowing him. And he finally let go. And when he let go, he took his hand and he grabbed my head and he started bashing it against the wall until he busted my head through the wall, and then I fell to the ground.
What happened after you fell?
At that point in time, he tried to get back on top of me again, and I don't know if he was trying to pin me. I really don't know. All I know is the whole situation finally the adrenaline started really rushing. I just felt it all weighing on me, and I just burst. I was like, get off me, and I pushed him off me, and I got up, and I turned around and I faced him. And as I did, I did hit him. I got him right, and I was aiming for his neck, but I felt like I got most of like underneath his jaw because I hurt my knuckle, but nothing was broken, thank the Lord, but my hand was swollen there for a couple days afterwards. And I'd want to say that it was the force of my blow that made him fall backwards, but he probably just tripped over his own feet. But we got a good look at each other, and he ran. I don't know if he seen how angry I was, how determined I was. I don't know what about me at that moment in time made him decide that this is not the course of action he wanted to do or go on anymore, and he ran. And then I heard a noise behind me. And when I turned, there was the other guy. Now at this point in time, I've got blood in my eye and sweat coming from my face. I had a couple of little small cuts here above my eye that bled into my eye. But I turned and there's another guy, and he had taken a metal bar from the closet and he had it like a baseball bat. And he just swung and hit me a couple times in my arm. And since it was such a long object, I decided to try to rush at him as best I could. And he took a step back and he hit me in the knee with the rod. When he hit my knee, I fell forward. I'm down on the ground. I'm trying to cover my head because he is now swinging this bar and hitting me in the back and in the back of my head. And I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. And I prayed. I said, God, if this is it, make it quick or help me because I don't think I'm gonna survive this. But at that moment, he stopped. And I thought maybe he'd ran off. And all of a sudden, he was taking a golf swing at my face. So the pause was him adjusting his stance. And I said, this is it, God. And I stuck out my hand and I caught that bar. And then I grabbed it with my other hand and I jerked it away from him. And I didn't let go until I got it out of his hands. I jumped up with every last bit of strength that I had. And I said, you're next, mother trucker. And I didn't say mother trucker. And I started at him and he ran off. And I took about 2 steps forward and my knee just gave out and I fell to the ground again.
What happened after the initial attack?
I really don't remember much after that. I know that I called 911, police did show up, ambulance showed up, and I did call my wife. My wife, God bless her, I told her, I call her up and I said, hey, I've just been jumped. And she's like, what? Are you kidding me?
What would be some advice for other realtors?
Be aware of who you're meeting if you're meeting someone. It'd be good to know if it's a vacant house. If it's vacant, take extra precautions. Walk around the outside, walk around the inside like you're clearing the house, like you're SWAT, and you're checking the house to make sure there's no one in there. Announce yourself, hey, I'm coming into this house. If you're in here, just leave. I don't want to bother you. I don't want you bothering me. Take someone with you if you can. It's always good to have a second person.
And why are you sharing this story?
One of the reasons I wanted to talk about this is that September is Realtor Safety Month, and the real estate community has been a blessing. Everyone has reached out and wanted to know how I'm doing, but it can happen to you. If it can happen to me, and I'm your next door neighbor, if you will, it can happen to anyone. I am lucky enough that I was able to walk away from that situation or limp away, but I was lucky enough to see today. And I want everyone to be able to go home at night safe and sound. And if my story helps one person, then I've done a good thing. I've returned the favor to all the kindness that's been shown to me during this difficult time. People have been amazing, and we are a very strong community. We are a family, and I just want to look out for my family by making you aware of this situation and how easy it is to be a situation that you could even be in.